Hello, and welcome to Big Yap Energy,
a weekly yap sesh with your new besties.
Join us to yap about everything books, pop culture, motherhood, and everything in between.
Sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and let's chat.
Hello, and welcome to Big Yap Energy. I'm Neely.
And I'm Kailey, and today I'm so excited. We are interviewing Neely. Well, I'm interviewing Neely. So
Yes.
She's in the hot seat today.
I am in the hot seat.
Latte. I've got my questions.
I also have a latte, and it's my second one of the day. We're recording this on a Friday morning. It is 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern time, and so it's still, it's early morning. I have like a weirdly busy Friday. Like I usually like try to keep my Fridays very light, but it's like a very busy day. I'm so just like, I've talked about this before. I sit and work by our front window at our dining table, and we have a really pretty street that we live on. And so a lot of people walk down it, and I'm like so distracted. I'm like a dog with a squirrel. I'm like, what's going on out there? But yes, I'm very excited for the interview. And then I'm going to interview Kailey in the coming weeks. So you'll get to have her in the hot seat too. But Kailey's a weirdly good interviewer, so I fear she will do a better job than I will. But that is fine. Should we do some ones and fives?
Yes, and then I think we both have a lot of like random things to talk about. But I was like waiting to talk to you out. I guess my five, I thought I had a five and then I forgot. My five is that you go first because I am losing my five. Tell me your five first.
I'm trying to think what my five is. I like how neither of us are.
We just recorded.
We just recorded, but I mean, it's been like a pretty good week. I wouldn't say like anything necessarily like 5-star has happened, but nothing. I also like don't really have a 1-star. It's just been like a very easy week. No, I changed my mind. I do have a 5-star. I taught my kids to clean bathrooms yesterday, like toilets and sinks and stuff. And so my 5-star is that I don't think I'll have to do that as much anymore.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it was funny because at one point Liam was like, this is kind of gross. I was like, how do you think I feel? We were cleaning their bathroom, mind you. And I'm like, yeah, y'all are gross. You're gross. And you don't like my whole point to having them start to do more chores is that I'm sick of them kind of treating things like crap. And I'm like, if you have ownership of it, like my biggest thing is that they will spit in the sink, like toothpaste and stuff, and they don't clean it up. And I'm like, no, like our housekeepers come or I clean the sinks and you don't clean them. Like you don't clean up after yourself and like rinse them. And it drives me in effing sane. Like I am so triggered by it. And so, I'm so triggered. And so, they did it yesterday and I do think that it's going to help maybe, possibly. But yeah, that is my 5-star, I think. And then my 1-star, is just that it's been very humid and hot and like, there's really not an end in sight for that because it's just mid-June and this is just what Texas is going to feel like for 5 months. But I think we're supposed to get a lot of rain this weekend and I'm not mad about it. I know that people want to spend their weekends outside doing stuff. I don't mind a rainy Saturday or a rainy Sunday. I really don't.
Every once in a while, yes, like hit me with it. I don't want to go anywhere. We can just like snuggle and like watch a movie.
We're just gonna go on vibes.
Yes. It's funny that you mentioned the chores because mine this morning, like our new thing is like, I'm like, you are going to help me unload the dishwasher. And I know we talked about this and they can't reach everything, but there's a lot, like we have a lot of drawers in our kitchen and like different things like that they can help me. And my oldest was like a little bit pitching a fit and she's like, why do I have to do she's like, I already did this. Like, why do I have to do more? And I was like, babe, you use these dishes too. I think we all eat on these dishes.
It's like, really just a matter of like teaching them. It's like how I had them vacuum out my car the other day because they mess it up and they like drop trash and don't pick it up after themselves or they like bring random stuff in it and I'm the one who brings it in the house. And like today Liam wanted to bring like something to camp that it's this book basically like their whole class, everybody in their class like wrote a story and did an illustration, and the teacher had it like bound in these like hardback books that we could buy. And so like there's only one copy of it, like it cannot be replaced. And
Sure.
he wanted to bring it to camp today. And I was like, just know that if something happens to it, like
Right.
I cannot, he's like, I'll pay for it. I'm like, it's not a money thing, Liam. Like it is an irreplaceable item.
Right.
And
like
it's just
taking care of your things.
teaching them ownership of things. And I don't think that they're ever too young to start learning that on a scale. Like I really don't.
No, especially because I think they're old enough to realize like, oh, like mom's doing this. Like mom should not have to like load my dirty dishes into the dishwasher.
Don't have to do free. That's the other thing is my kids can reach that. Like they can dump plates in the trash and they can put them in the dishwasher. And they will, I will say they're really good about at least like bringing them to the sink. And if I remind them, but if I remind them, like they will dump it. Charlotte is oddly better about cleaning up after herself. And I don't know if it's a boy-girl thing or if it's an ADHD thing with Liam, but she's way better about it than Liam is.
And anywho, off of the kids' chores, I figured out what my 5 was. I remembered. I went to get a pedicure yesterday while the kids are in camp. Yeah, I got like a fun, like kind of like. I got my nails. I did these DIY because my nails, like I'm kind of anywho. I love a pedicure. I did like a fun like teal summer green, kind of like you guys can't see, but it's like a.
I can't do it. I'm a purist.
Are you neutrals only?
No, I mean my toes right now are like a hot pink, which is usually like my summer color, and my winter color is more of like a mauve. Like I'm just.
I do like a fun color every once in a while. Like
I was like, oh, Charlotte, I got my nails done. She goes, you get that color almost every time. I was like, but you know what? But you know what? It never misses. If you can't,
I do.
For those of you who can't see, what I get on my nails for the most part is a mix and dip. Right? It's a mix of Funny Bunny and Bubble Bath.
Yeah.
So they do a coat of Funny Bunny and a coat of Bubble Bath.
So yeah, it was just like lovely to go. The kids were in camp all week, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go treat myself. I got a iced coffee after. I was like living my best life. So, and I have no real ones. Everything is good. Okay. I know we have a few different random things to talk about before we get into the interview, but I would just like to say, do you want to know what's giving me life this week?
What?
All of the footage of Taylor Swift at the Knicks game.
Oh my God. That was one of the things I was going to talk to.
And I know you guys are like, hey, are you ever going to do a podcast and not talk about Taylor Swift? To which my answer is no.
No.
So
I have 3 Taylor Swift things to talk about.
Okay, same. Well, so I have the 2. One I clued you in
on. The Knicks game. And then my dad was like, why was she wearing a shirt? My dad like could not understand their shirts. Like I had to like explain. My dad has like a weird hatred for Taylor Swift that is extremely unwarranted. And it might be because I made a comment to him where I was like, you know, it's weird that Trump went to the Knicks game and they lost, but Taylor went and they won. And my dad, I was like, Dad, like, obviously that has nothing to do with it. Okay. Like, but I always joke that I think Taylor's a witch, and not in a bad way. I just think she's a little witchy.
Oh no, she's like, it's horse girl energy. And like, she's definitely in a, is it Coven? Is that how you say it? Like Coven. She is so witchy. Like the whole God, what was the song with the globes? It was so Taylor coded. You know, at the Eras tour, everyone's like screaming, you know, with the globes and the ropes.
I can't remember.
I'm like,
you went 3 times. Willow.
She's so witchy with her cloaks and the capes and the balls. Anywho, I was just loving it. And then all this security the footage of her like at the end where she's like a little tipsy and like dancing with the fans and singing, and her security guys are like, no, like this way. And she's just like taking pictures. Have you seen it where the meme where it's like Taylor security is like my husband when we go out and I have one too many drinks, just trying to like corral her like come on. I might have more than 3. Okay, so my other just quick hits on Taylor Swift. The fact that she was hanging out with Mariska Hargitay because she has a cat named Olivia Benson. Yeah.
Like that just like did something for me. The fact that Scooter Braun was sitting 6 rows behind her also just like did something for me emotionally, physically, mentally. This nonsense bullshit about their wedding, which I know you and I have talked about. but I just don't believe any of it. Okay. Like,
okay, so
until
what
Taylor
Neely's
comes out and says, I am already married and we got married at Madison Square Garden, I will not believe any of it. Like, no.
So what
She's been
Neely's
too
talking about
busy.
is that, yes, there were some rumors that she's already married. And some people were saying, like, oh, the day that the Toy Story song came out, like, she got married that weekend, like 6/6/26. And she kind of gave us the song to, like, throw it off. And I was like, I don't really know if she can think that far ahead of, like, hey, this is the date of the premiere. And, like, I mean, if anybody's that calculated,
But
it's
she
her.
was at the premiere. She also this week, like, here's my thing. She had 3 events this week, guys. Okay.
Right,
She performed at the Toy Story premiere. Okay. She
right,
went to the Knicks game. And then last night she got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Okay.
right. So
She
two
is
of those
not
3 were, like, pre-planned. Like, the next game,
right.
but, like,
Right.
I
But
don't think she was
she
planning
had
her
to be
honeymoon.
no, but
Yes.
like Songwriters Hall of Fame, like we know when that is. Toy Story
Yes.
premiere, like she knew when that was coming. So in like Nick's game, she was already there and she can 1000% afford $1 billion courtside ticket. Okay. Like, fine. I just can't imagine, like you and I were discussing on the side, I cannot imagine she would spend her first married week being like, hey, babe, Italy sounds great and all, but like, actually, I have 3 events. Like, I don't buy it. I think when we don't see Taylor for a while, when there's no footage of them out, that's when they're on their honeymoon. Like, they've gotten married, they're on their honeymoon. Like,
It's gotta be soon. I know I know that you guys, like, you had this conversation last week. Um
I truly think it is 4th of July weekend. Like,
it's gotta be soon.
I think they're getting married over 4th of July. I just feel like that is such a like Miss Americana. I don't know. I just like it's giving Taylor. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
It's
she would get
interesting.
married. I feel like she would get married 4th of July weekend. I would never get married in the summer. I live in Texas, so that just would not that's not going to be my journey. I've been to an outdoor wedding in July. It's 11
Same.
it's awful.
Yes, the 10th circle of hell.
I've
I
also
was
been to an outdoor
sweating.
wedding in January, and that was awful. So,
That's why we got married in
moral of
May.
this, yeah, like moral of this story: if you're going to get married outside, you've got to pick like a good time of year. Okay, and then that might have been all of my. I think that was all of my Taylor hits. My other, okay, when we get to what we're reading, then I'll talk about this next thing. Should
Okay, that
I
was
go?
really that was really the only random thing I wanted to tell you.
Okay, I'm going to go into what I've been reading, which I haven't because I watched all of Every Year After, which is the adaptation of Every Summer After. Oh, sorry, I do have one other thing, kind of related. I did an impulse purchase yesterday. I don't know that I've ever bought something so fast in my life. Print Fresh Pajamas came out with a collab with Emily Henry, and it was like Emily Henry themed pajamas. And I swear to God, I have never bought something so fast in my life. I was
Gosh,
like,
I'm looking.
if you buy them, let me send you a link. But
Oh, I'm not. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I'm on like a shopping. I'm not supposed to be
so
shopping
I
right now. As
bought the
I
short
just bought.
pajama set. I bought the short pajama set, and I bought because I cannot do
Oh,
long.
those are precious. No, ew,
And then
never long pajamas.
I
Jail.
can't do it. And I bought the 3 little pouch set
Oh, I like the
because
go-to tote. Oh,
it's,
these are
I
precious.
wanted
And eye
every single
mask.
thing. I had to reel myself in. I was
Super,
like,
super cute. I'm getting off the website because I do not
I
need to be
had to
shopping.
reel myself. I was like, I cannot buy this all. But I've never purchased. I am really good at like pondering a purchase for a while. I have never made a quicker decision on buying something in my life. I was
I
like,
feel like
well,
that's
I have to buy
very,
this.
very Neely coded.
Very like
I
I was
support
like,
it.
Andrew, I bought a pair of bougie pajamas today. He's like, why? I was like, because I don't think anything has ever been more made for me in
Oops.
my life. And I showed them to him and he was like, yeah, these look like you. And I was like, exactly. And
Supportive,
so
supportive king.
we love a supportive king. Okay, so I watched the entirety of Every Year After. And if you've been listening, you know I went into this with extremely high expectations because I absolutely loved the book. And I am always afraid of adaptations of things I love. Like, I'm very much looking forward to The Love Hypothesis because I really have zero care about that book. And I'm just going into it for like enjoyment purposes. So like it's like the hating game for me. Like I just like
Right.
I don't have
You
an
have no like
opinion.
No
Yeah,
skin
I
in
have
the
no
game.
attachment to it. Um,
Sure.
this just further proved my point that book to TV show adaptations are always better. It is always better. You will never be able to tell me otherwise that it's not better to adapt to a book to a TV show. The way that they did this, and this is not giving anything away, for the most part, every episode is like flashing back between one specific summer and the present. Okay. And so you're getting like the first summer they met, the second summer, all that. If People We Meet on Vacation had done a one season show, like 8 episodes, and done it for each trip, I honestly think it would have been better. And I love People We Meet on Vacation, and I do think it was a very good movie. But I just feel like a lot of people's complaints were that the trips were very rushed. And that's like such a big part of that book.
Right.
And so I feel like people would have maybe liked it better. But I have seen so much online hate for this show because people are like, they changed too
Really?
much. And I'm like, Carly Fortune was extremely involved. And she has come out and been like, I okayed every change. Like, there were things that I knew they were going to have to change. They have to change stuff to make it
Right.
work. Like, there's never a situation in which, like, even with The Idea of You, it's like, as much as I hate the change at the end, which I'd say spoiler, but like, it's been a few years now. The fact that at the end of Idea of You, like, it really, like, kind of alludes to them getting back together, which doesn't happen in the book. It's a movie. Like, you're going to have to wrap it up. Like, you got to put a bow on it. So, like, I don't agree with it, but I understand why they had to do it. The way that this ended, again, not spoiler because I'm not going to say it, completely set up perfect for a season 2. I won't even say this part for Kailey because I need Kailey's like unbiased reaction when she sees it, and she's going to see it and she's going to know what I'm talking about, and she's going to immediately text me because in the very last episode, something happens where if you have not read all of her books, you would probably miss it. Like, if this is the only of her books you've read, or if you've never read any of her books, you won't understand the significance of this part. But the gasp I gasped, the scream I screamed, I was like, oh, because
I'm afraid
like
I'm gonna clock it though now.
You're gonna no. You will 1000% clock it.
Okay.
If you've read the books, it's obvious. If you haven't read the books, you'd never know that this existed. But you guys, they did so good. I loved the addition of some of the side characters they added in. I thought the casting was phenomenal. I just really, really enjoyed it. And it's making me like almost frustrated to see so many people dislike it. I feel like everybody loved The Deal or Off Campus, and everybody's like, oh my God, it was the best. And I was like, it was fun, but I wasn't like I didn't finish it and think I need to immediately start this over. Whereas I finished every year after, and I was like, I kind of want to watch it again. Like,
I think this
is
like you are a super fan, even jealous of this book.
Yes.
So I think it has like a special place in your heart. I think with any adaptation though, I'm like, I think people need to go in with like no expectations. And I don't know people like what they think is going to happen. It's like, I think you need to go in expecting like literally anything could happen. And like,
but I feel like when the author is very involved, you should feel good about that. Like, you should feel like, okay, well, the author was super involved. So like, obviously like she was at the premiere, she like okayed it. Whereas you didn't see Robin Lee very involved in that. And you didn't see her like I mean, like, you could tell Robin Lee, in my opinion, was like mistakes were made. Like, I don't think Robin Lee, and I mean, this is based on just like opinion, but I don't think Robin Lee likes the adaptation.
Well, probably because they started with Anne Hathaway and she was like, I'm out. Sorry.
I mean, they gave her like a Honda or something. No Tino shade to Hondas, but
we've beaten this horse. We've beaten this horse dead.
I will continue to beat the fact that they ruined everything about that story. Except the casting of that guy, he's super hot. So like 10 out of 10 there.
Don't attach my name to this. Okay, so that is your ringing endorsement for what do they call it? Every summer, every year after?
I'm praying it gets a second season, because if not, I will be disappointed because of the way that it ended.
Okay.
So,
all right. So that was what you didn't read anything because you watched that. I finished The Deal, which is the off-campus book 1. Oh my God, I loved it so much. He's just like such a big dumb meathead, but like he's not really dumb. I really liked it. I get what you were saying about some of these like jokes did not age well, and like some of it's a little chauvinistic. But like, you know what? I think like he's 20 years old. He's got like I was just in it for vibes. I thought it was great. So now I'm really excited. Like I need to go back and actually give the show a chance and like watch it. I think it's gonna be my show. I
Okay,
have to
can I
watch
just
these
tell
like
you though that the book has my least favorite thing happen? I think, unless I am mixing this up with someone else. In the book, does his dad like try to pay her off?
uh yes. Well he doesn't pay
Can
her
I
off.
tell you how much that bugs me though? Like I hate that trope. It's like a weird micro trope that just bugs. I hate it. I hate it so
Yes. I
much.
hate it too. He didn't pay
Ugh,
her, he just like threatened her. But yes.
whatever.
Okay,
But
so
like,
I like loved it. So now I'm excited to report back after like watching it and I'll be like the last person on the
but are
planet
you
to
gonna
watch it.
watch the? You have to watch the, or you have to read the other ones though, because there's stuff. There's stuff from the other books.
I thought season one was just book one. Oh, okay. Is this the one with Logan and what's her face and the freshman? Okay. Like
Uh,
how many books do I need to read? I guess I'll
the
okay.
first three, I don't. You don't really need to read the fourth or fifth. The first three, I think, would give you like a really good
Okay.
basis,
Hmm.
and they're quick.
Okay.
Like I read
Oh yeah,
all five of
they're
those
like
books. I read
yes.
all five of them in 1 week, and it
Back when you
was.
would
I mean,
read.
back when I read 5 books in a week. I was thinking about that the other day, but I also like I would read on the treadmill. Like I would read on the
Right.
Peloton. Like if I was doing anything, I was reading. If I was sitting at pickup, I was reading. Like I just don't
Right.
do it as much in those environments anymore. I probably
Sure.
should, but I
It's
don't.
okay.
All right, you ready to
Yeah.
interview me?
Let's do it. Okay, I kind of split these up obviously into categories because I'm nothing if not organized.
She is.
Okay,
Let's.
we're gonna start with influencing, and I don't know if you like know that. Well, first, should we like? Do you want to give everyone like a quick like 2 second summary if they're like new here, like your
Oh,
elevator pitch of
sure.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Neely. I have a podcast called. No, I'm kidding. I have been working as a content creator, influencer, however you want to phrase it, forever. Started a blog in 2009. And I kind of always had stuff like that even before that. Like I had like a live journal and like a MySpace and all of that. But I started a blog in 2009. It was called Complete Waste of Makeup. And then I repositioned it into It Starts with Coffee, which it's still there. I still post on it. And I started doing that. I started getting paid for stuff in like 2011. And then I took it full time in 2014, like early 2014. And I've been doing that full time since. So for 12 years, full time.
You're just like an OG. Okay, so here's like, you know how there's like topics that you are like weirdly like nichely interested in. For me,
Mm-hmm.
like is one of them. I'm so curious about like so many things, and I'm not gonna really like get into too much of the nitty gritty, but I'm going like high level questions. But this is just a topic, and like if it's a book with like an influencer or like something like that, I'm always like, oh my gosh, like right now this is my catnip. I think it's a very intriguing career.
Like yesteryear.
Like yesteryear, or there's one I think Corolla Lovering wrote a thriller about like an
Mm-hmm.
influencer. I just think like the behind the scenes is so fascinating to me, and as someone that could like never ever do it, I find it so fascinating. Okay, I would like to know your favorite and your least favorite thing about being. I'm calling you an influencer.
Okay. My favorite thing is the flexibility because I always knew if I had kids, I wanted to be able to be an extremely involved parent and I wanted to be able to like be at all the school stuff, drive them to their activities, you know, be with them after school. Like I always wanted to do that. I worked all through college as a nanny and I saw a lot of moms that felt constantly stretched and like couldn't do all the things, right? So I knew that was a big priority for me. So that is probably like the biggest thing for me is that I'm able to do that. My least favorite thing is that I just don't ever feel like I can take a break. Like I can't, like if you just like don't post for a period of time, like you just can't do that. So like
Right.
I think that part is kind of hard for me. Because there are times that I'm just like, I just like don't want to be on my phone, or I like even like if we go on vacations, it's like it's still content. And
Sure.
I mean, I I have through the years like figured out a really good balance to where I'm able to kind of enjoy what I want to enjoy without feeling constantly on. I also think kind of tied for that, my other least favorite thing is like the amount of times I've had to explain mostly to like my parents' generation what I actually do, because at this point it's more frustrating because I'm like, this world is very known now. Like this
Sure.
isn't 10 years ago. I mean, like when I met Andrew's parents, I don't think they thought I had a real job. Like I think they probably thought I was just like wanting to attach to their, this is based on nothing. This is just what I think, just like wanting to attach to their son and like never have to work. I think the combination of people not understanding it or not actually thinking that it's a job is also hard because it's very much work. And it's a lot less fancy work than I think people realize. It is a lot of like writing concepts. It's a lot of computer work. It's like a lot of things like that I think people think that it's just like standing in front of a mirror or like
and being like, buy
just,
this outfit, and you're like, that's
and
not.
it's just not. And it's
right.
It's also like a lot of strategy and a lot of like analytics. Like there's a lot more that goes into it than I think people are aware of. And there's a lot of thought behind most of it.
Well, that's why it's so interesting to me, because I feel like it is so, I don't want to say like you have to gamify it, but like a little bit of like always.
It really is. And it's so constantly changing, and algorithms are constantly changing, and the way things work are constantly changing, and the way brands want things are constantly changing. So it is something where it's like you're constantly having to learn new things or like rework the way you've done something, or
pivot.
Like it's a constant pivot. That is hard.
And I'm sure even just seeing like, okay, like this post or this reel did well, why? Or like this one maybe didn't perform as well, why? And just trying to figure out like what people want. And
for me, it's a lot of that is TikTok. I call TikTok my play platform. I post on it, but like I don't ever expect to make money from it. It is not something that I like. And I do a little bit of sponsored stuff on it, but like it's my play platform. I will post like funny things or just like random stuff. And I will post something super random that took me 30 seconds and it will get 200,000 views. I will actually edit a good video and it will get 200 views. So TikTok doesn't make sense to me and it never will. And yeah.
Would you say that's also like the hardest thing about being an influencer? Like your least favorite thing is also the hardest thing? Like what is the hardest thing about being an influencer something different? Like I think you were saying like kind of no time off and like always.
I think the no time off is the hardest. The no time off is the hardest for sure. Because like we'll go on a vacation and like Andrew will be like, I'm going to take a week off work. I'm like, I can't do that. Like I cannot.
Because even if you're like having your content calendar like scheduled out and you've like got stuff like ready to post, like you still probably have to be on in stories.
Yeah. I mean, right? I will say if I'm really like when we went to Europe, I was really organized and I had everything scheduled. And so when I was posting, it was maybe like 20 minutes a day. And I would post like a catch up from the day of like, this is what we did. And like, this is what I wore. So I really wasn't on a lot. Also, because of the time difference, like I was posting at like wonky ass times anyway. So.
Okay, so walk us through like a day in the life, or like do you have like your typical schedule? Does it change?
It's
daily?
different.
Like, do you have a kind of a weekly, or like things like, hey, at least I'm going to do like at least 3, whatever a week, or.
Yeah, I try to stick to kind of a routine, but it does change. I will say like, I don't have specific posting days for Instagram because if it's something sponsored, they will usually tell me the posting day. And then that will change other things I post. I try to post in feed to Instagram like 3 times a week. I do try to put a certain amount of stories up a day with a certain amount of like clickable links because it's a statistic that brands want to see as well. But also like, if it's something like my red light mask, for example, I fucking use that thing every day. And I mean, they sent it to me a long time ago and then I got really into it and I posted about it a ton. Well, then I got a brand deal with them that's coming up. So like, it does help to organically post about things, but I could organically post about my Nespresso a million times and I've not. Nespresso, sponsor me, please. But like, I would say like my routine is more like I wake up at a certain time, I go to bar. I always do a morning walk. And then shower. And then I sit down and the first thing I do every day is look at analytics from the previous day.
Okay.
So like shoppable links, newsletter, Instagram, and just kind of see like what worked yesterday. Like if something like did really well, like, okay, like what are some other things I could do in that same arena? And then I usually eat lunch while I work. Like I don't like stop. I mean, I'll make lunch and then I bring it to like my desk and I eat while I do other stuff. I try to front load my week a lot. So I try to do the most Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that Thursday and Friday are just like a little bit slower because I do get a little bit burnt out at that point and tired. Sure. And so like if I have like appointments or things like that, I try to schedule those for later in the week so that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday can be very heavy computer days. So like
office,
writing,
sure.
Yeah, like I try to publish 4 newsletters a week on Substack. So I have 2 that are like, every Friday I do the Friday 5, which is just like 5 things kind of like that I've been liking that week or thinking about or obsessing over. And Saturday I do Saturday Shoppies, which is just like a whole bunch of shit I've seen online that I love. Saturday, I mean, she's texted me and been like, I have to unsubscribe. And the other 2 days I try to do like one that's like a much more like personal, deep, like introspective type post. And then one that's like, something like summer staples or like this week I did like 15 things I want to buy for no reason. Like it was just like 15 things where I was like, I really want to buy all of this stuff. I don't need any of it. There's not one reason for it. So I did that. I also have a Facebook page where I post sales and Amazon links and deals and things like that. So like, then it's also like managing that. And I'm a one-woman show, just so y'all know. Like I don't have, there are influencers who have people that do like all of their affiliates. They have people who do they have teams. I do have a manager. Hey, Morgan. I do have a manager who manages like the business side of things for me, which is like brand deals, contracts, negotiating, all of that. So Morgan manages that. And then I have an assistant that I will use if I need like help with images. Like she will mostly help me like do more like Canva type stuff, but I've tried to start doing more of it myself because I just feel like I need to learn it. And I know she's also like very busy just in general with like her job. So I just really try to kind of do that as much as I can. And then, I mean, I pick the kids up, from either school or camp at 3. And then I'm with them until bedtime, sometimes after dinner at night. Like last night I had to finish today's newsletter. So I worked on that till like 8. And it just depends. And then we have podcast. So
once the kids are home, are you more like mom mode? Or are you still trying to like, I would imagine you have to like film content and like do things with them like at home.
Unless there's something major that I have to get done. Like there are times I'll have to post something or I'll have a call that like could not be done any other time. But for the most part, once I pick them up, I'm like taking them to activities and I'm trying to be more present with them and like dinner, showers, stuff like that. And then, but on the flip side of that, it's like I also like try really hard to not have to work much at night because that's my time with Andrew. So, or my time to just rot on the couch. So
love a rot sesh. Okay. So what's your do you have where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, will you be like a 50 something? Like
girl, that was mean. 50.
Or like 5 years. Like, do you want to be like still like influencing in 10 years and still doing this? We're not announcing your early retirement, but like you wonder how that will evolve. I mean, you're not the only 40-something influencer out there, so you just wonder like what this will look like for everybody in 10 years.
I don't think it will be. I think it will change as it always has because it looks different than it did 10 years ago and it looks different than it did 5 years ago. So I do think it will change, but I think like the general like bone structure of what an influencer looks like well, that's just here. Like that's not
Sure.
going anywhere. And I mean, if you think about it in ways, it's always been here. Like, you know, on a very like broader sense, like their personal shoppers exist, right? Like people would go into stores and ask somebody to like pick out all their clothes for them. And now that's moved to more of like an online thing. And I mean, sure, that still exists. Like my mom uses a woman at Nordstrom that like will help her do
That's so
that.
cute.
But like, yeah, I mean, I think I would still be doing this in some way, shape, or form. I
God, Liam will
really
be
will
like going to
say,
college.
oh my God, I know. I really have loved my Substack. Like, surprisingly, I had a newsletter on a different platform before. Substack is a very easy platform to work on, and there's a lot of growth opportunity there. And there's also an app, which I like. So you can follow, you know, like 100 different Substacks, and they're all there in that one app, and you can read them from that. Which reminded me of this thing that used to exist called like Blogspot or Blog Feeder a million years ago. Google Reader. That's what it was. Google Reader. Okay. Google Reader is where you could have all the blogs you subscribe to, and they would all pop up in this one thing, and you could go blog by blog and just read them. And I fucking loved that. They also had one called Blog Lovin', which was very similar. And you could, it was like one app where everything was. And I feel like when stuff like that went away, it's kind of like what killed blogs a little bit, because it's harder to like go to 700 different websites to read blogs. Whereas like I like Substack because if you subscribe to me and you subscribe to like a financial one, or you subscribe to other influencers, Substack, they're all right there. Like they're all just in one easy, palatable app. I mean, they also come to your email, but like if you're somebody who just would prefer to have it on an app, which I am.
Right. In one spot, and you can kind of like sit and get your coffee or sit in the pickup line, and
like
you're just
when
like
we're
bing,
on
bing, bing.
flights, yeah, like if we're on like a flight, I will a lot of times like that's when I'll like read it. Or if I'm like sitting at pickup, like that's when I will read, because I do subscribe to like a very wide range of Substacks. I'm also a really big podcast listener about business and about the influencer space and just things in general. So I get a lot of information from that I find super helpful. But I do think, you know, it's kind of like podcasting is not new. Like podcasting has been around for a long time. And I started really listening to podcasts in like 2014. And I mean, like was obsessed, like just so many different podcasts, loved them all. Like Gilmore Guys podcast, if anybody used to listen to that, was like one of my favorites. And I always knew I wanted to do a podcast. I didn't know what about, and finally did it. So it's like, even though like new stuff comes up, I feel like the basis of this culture will stay the same. Like influencers, people always joke like, when is the influencer bubble going to burst? It's not.
No.
Like brands, like people don't watch commercials. People skip ads even in podcast. Like people want it right in their face. Like I am highly influenced by other influencers. Like if I see something in stories from another influencer and I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to try that. Like I'm far more likely to do that than like a commercial on TV.
Right. Or even like go to the mall and like try to source it yourself, and like see something like hanging on a hanger and you're like,
so overwhelmed shopping in person. It is like, I get like, it's funny how we change as people, because like I used to live to go to the mall. I loved the mall, loved to shop in person. Even like in my early 30s, like especially before kids, would love to go shopping. I cannot for the life of me, if I walk into a store like Aritzia, or Zara, I have to like immediately turn around. I'm like, there's too much happening. Like too many choices. Insane. I can't do it. I just can't.
Even, like going into Anthropologie sometimes, I'm like, I feel like the stores, and I've had a lot of people say this, like the stores are just carrying less. So like you walk in there anyways, and they like either don't have your size, or you're like, hey, do you have this that I saw online on the app? And they're like, no. So I get it. I'm like, no, I'd rather see this on somebody that kind of like looks similar to me, and like, oh, this looks really cute on her. She's my height, like, this will fit. Let me just order it. So, okay, here to stay. Long live the influencers.
Long live.
Switching over to like motherhood. Okay, we're switching gears. I would like to know what you are proudest of as a mother.
Of myself or my children?
No, like for you. Like this is about you. Like what are you proud of? Like
I'm proudest that I got them here. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I did IVF and it's fucking hard. Like, I mean, like I won't sugarcoat it. Like people who are like, like so blessed. Yes, so blessed. Hands down, one of the hardest times of my entire life. And not the hard part for me was not the shots or the procedures. The hard part for me was the mental mind fuck that is doing IVF, that is infertility. Because overhearing somebody say at their rehearsal dinner, I'm going to go have a Bora Bora baby, meaning like a honeymoon baby, when you're on your third failed cycle of Clomid, like the amount of tears I cried, the amount of times that I took other people's pregnancy announcements as like a personal attack, as if they were doing it to me, like it fucks you up in a way that like I cannot explain. And if you haven't been through it, like I will say, like, it's still even years removed from it. I have no desire to have more kids. I still will see people post, like, be like, oh, like, we decided to have a baby and got pregnant 2 weeks later. And I'm like, I can't even fathom that, because that just like wasn't my journey. Of course, I went off birth control like after our honeymoon thinking I'm going to immediately get pregnant, because I've been told my whole life that if you are not on birth control or don't use a condom, right, you're going to get pregnant. And I didn't. And what was hardest, I think, for us is that it was unexplained infertility. So like there was not a reason they could pinpoint. There was not like, this tube is blocked, or like this is here, or you have like there was no like low sperm count. Like it was, everything was good. They were like, fuck, we don't know, man. Like we don't know what to tell you. Like just keep doing it. But I'm also realized that I'm so incredibly lucky, because we had 2 embryos that would have transferred, and those are my kids. And the fact that both of them worked. And I mean, I went in with Liam very naive, because I was like, why wouldn't it work? Like I didn't know anybody who had gone through it at that point. I had no buddy that I could talk to about it. And so I just assumed it worked. And so with Charlotte, I had met more people and like knew it doesn't always work. So I was a little more worried with her. And also with her at 6 weeks, I started bleeding horribly one day. And I was like, oh, I'm having a miscarriage. Like I called Andrew at work. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm having a miscarriage. And Andrew like flew home, took me to the doctor. She was fine. They were like, oh, you have a subchorionic hemorrhage, but you're going to need to like not do anything for 12 weeks. And I was like,
sure, me and my toddler, like.
Oh, did I mention we were in the middle of packing up our house to move? I was like, okay. And I have a toddler. All right, cool. A toddler who was only in school 3 days a week at that point. I was like, okay, sure, I can do nothing. Liam and I watched a lot of movies in my bed.
I was going to say, like, yeah, bed rest.
And it wasn't so much bed rest. It was just like, maybe like don't pick, like I couldn't lift him.
Sure, which...
Liam
when you're like
was
the
like
primary caretaker, you're like, hey.
Liam was also a 35-pound 2-year-old. So like, not lifting him, I was like, for reference, Charlotte is 40 pounds at 6.5.
That's because she's like so petite. Yeah, she's like a little.
She real small. Like my dad the other day was like, why is she? Because she's only recently out of a 5-point harness, and my dad was like, why is Liam still in a car seat? He's not. He's in a booster. He's 9. And I'm like, well, it's not about age. It's your height and your weight. And like, right. I think it's because like our parents' generation is like, you were in the front, so you were fine.
Yes. No, mine. Well, yeah, both in boosters. So that's funny. I'm just like, thank you for sharing all that with us. Like you should be proud of yourself. But speaking of, being a new mother, what advice would you give to like, because I'm sure we have some listeners. What advice would you give to a new mom or a mom of 2 under 2? Those might be different pieces of advice. But like, if you could go back and tell them something, like, what would you tell them?
New mom, I would say, get out of the house every day, even if it is putting the baby in your car and driving to Starbucks, or putting the baby in your car and driving around the block. Get out of your house every single day. With Liam, I had horrific postpartum anxiety about leaving my house alone, not on walks. We went for a walk every day. I would walk like 5 miles with him, like totally fine doing that. The idea of putting him in the car and driving somewhere gave me like crippling anxiety. And it took me a long time. And I mean, like, I think the first time I took him to like a mall alone, he was like 10 months. Like I was like very scared taking him places alone. And I don't know. I just think I had like a lot of like innate fears about like what could happen. Um, with Charlotte, I was so much better, and I did take her somewhere every day, and then COVID hit, and I was like, sure, why not? Two under two. I mean, Liam was like 2.5 when Charlotte was born, and somebody told me to make him make him be as involved as possible. So like he would like if like her pacifier fell out of her mouth, like he would put her passy back in, or like he would like bring me a diaper, or he would help with her bath. Like we had him do a lot of that stuff so that he felt like very, very important. And I also had them give each other the same present. So like instead of like him getting something and her like they bought each other a stuffed bunny.
Yeah.
And so, but it was this exact same stuffed bunny. Like, but the other end of that is like now with 6 and 9, and I know you and I have talked about this, like I really struggle with like feeling like one of them thinks I love the other one more. And I know that's like really silly, and it's not based in anything other than things can't always be even. And I think that is hard for me to kind of like grasp that like I can't give each of them the same attention every day. I can't spend the same amount of time with them every day. And I try to be very, very diligent about that. Like I was taking Liam somewhere on Monday, and if I take Charlotte somewhere, like I almost always get her some kind of treat, like a cake pop or like something. And so I asked Liam, I was like, oh, like, is there anything you would want like while we're out? And he was like, oh, a Sprite. We don't really do Sprite very often. I mean, a couple times a year, but I was like, like, yeah, let's go get a Sprite. Also, because I knew he would have like 4 sips of it. So I was like,
right.
Fine. It was funny though. He was like, $2. That's expensive. I was like, everything's expensive.
Right. You're like, well, welcome to 2026, bud.
For real.
You talked about this a little bit in your Substack, and you and I have talked about this a little bit, but kind of piggybacking on to that, like for the moms of, 2 under 2, or even 4 under 4, 3 under whatever, like the young kids that are kind of close in age, or even if they're not close in age, I don't say give them some hope, but like, what is your favorite thing about this age now when they are,
oh my God. Yes.
like,
every age I say is my favorite age because every age is so fun. Like there's something to love about every stage of it. Right now, I think my favorite thing is how creative they are. Like they will go play games together or come up with like we do not have a dog. They really want a dog. They took cardboard boxes one day, made a dog. They made themselves a dog, made it a bowl, made it a bone, like I mean for hours, and made this dog. Like they're so creative with each other, and they're creative separately, but like when they're together, and they do genuinely love to be together. And I think that is something I didn't expect, having a boy and a girl, that they wouldn't want to spend time together, but they actually really love spending time with each other, and they really, really love each other. And so I think that's been fun, but also they're just really fucking funny. Like they're funny in different ways. Like this is gonna sound really dark at first, but like we were explaining something. There's a big news story in Texas this week. I don't want to get into what it was, but it was national news too. But like there was a trial, there was a verdict. We were explaining, kind of using it as a teaching moment for Liam. And then Liam was like, I don't feel like it's not good to describe somebody by their skin color. And we're like, it depends on the situation. I was like, if somebody says to you, like, what does your mom look like? What would you say? And he goes, beautiful. And like Andrew and I both just started laughing because like we're trying to have this like very serious conversation with him about like this news story that he walked in and saw us watching, and like trying to explain it in like a way a 9-year-old can understand. And I'm just like, God damn it, Liam. Like,
because they're still so innocent and sweet in their like sentiment, and he like was really being earnest.
He's also like, well, no, like, I mean, when I tuck him in at night, I'm like, night handsome. He's like, night beautiful. Like, he's just also like a charming kid. Like he'll like, when we got a new principal last year, like he walked up to her and he goes, the room is more beautiful because you walked into it. Like, I don't know where he gets this. Like, that's just how he is. And whereas Charlotte, like, someone will be like, hey, Charlotte, and she looks at them like, oh, he's so charismatic.
But who does he get that from?
I have no idea. Andrew, like, I love my
He's like
husband. Don't get me wrong. Andrew is extremely romantic, but he's a quiet romantic. He's more like a writing it romantic.
sure.
Like he will
Or
write
like
me like
I could see him being like an acts of service
he
romantic where he's
is,
like,
but
I did
like
this.
the way he proposed was like very romantic and like very intricate. And so his is more like that kind of thing, whereas Liam is more with like the quick remarks.
Neely, you're gonna have girls like at your house all the time. Or like
What I'm
calling or
actually worried about
like
is that
watch
he's gonna get
out.
his heart broke. I'm like very worried he's gonna get his heart broken.
Oh, he will.
I more think Charlotte will be doing the heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, she's a like man eater, right?
She's
Like
just like can't be bothered. She like boys will be like Charlotte, Charlotte, and she's just like, what? Like, what do you want? Like she just cannot be bothered.
These like funny kids that you made. Oh my gosh, I love all of that. Okay. This is our last topic. This is kind of like miscellaneous.
Okay.
If anyone has been here for longer than like 0.3 seconds, they know what your favorite books are. Rhymes with like Ressica Royce. We're not gonna say it because it's like drink every time Neely brings up that book.
It's You with a View by Jessica Joyce. Yes.
Okay, but do you have like one or two maybe like favorite books that are like under the radar that maybe people have not heard you?
Yes.
Can you give like a couple books that we've not heard you talk about?
Favorite book that I think, like, I go to Amazon every now and then and look at it and I'm like, why have more people not read this book? It's called The One That Got Away by Bethany Chase. I have talked about it on the podcast. This was a book where, you know how like when you go look at a book on Amazon, or you're like buying a book, it like suggests other books.
Sure.
This is what happened with this book for me. And I just love this book. And like, I might be biased because like it is based in Texas. It's not like a cowboy book. I mean, like it's based in Austin, Texas, but like, it's just like, so like there's a lot of like references to things that like I get, right? And I like, there's a lot of references to like University of Texas, which is like a big school in Texas. And just things like that. I would say my other one is called The Certainty of Chance by Jacqueline Middleton. And it takes place in London at Christmas time. And like truly, I don't think there's like anything better than London at Christmas time. I've never been to London at Christmas time, but I've been to London and I love Christmas. So, I mean, London anytime to me is like the best time to go. Like if I could live in another part of I would live in London in a second. I went for the first time in October, fell in love with it, never wanted to leave. I think it's my absolute favorite place I've ever visited. I just love everything about London. So there's a book and it is set in London. That's all I need to know about it. Like, I just need to know it's set in London and I'm reading it.
Okay, I put both of those on my list. Thank you for that. Okay, this one's kind of, I'm always interested to hear what people have to say. If you could describe yourself using 5 words, like 5 different adjectives, like how would you describe yourself?
I think I'm funny.
Okay, but then I want to hear can you report back next week and ask Andrew like tonight, be like, hey, Kailey asked me today, like, what are 5 words you'd use to describe me?
I'll text him right now. Hold on. Let me text him so we can see if he gets back to me while we're on the podcast.
I always think it's funny if you like ask your significant other and like how many of them align. Because I was like kind of thinking about myself as I was like thinking of your question. Okay, so hit us.
Okay, so I think I'm funny. Like I think I have good timing with jokes. Okay. I am very loyal. Like if you are my friend, like I'm ride or die. You can call me, I'll help you move the body. Like very loyal. I don't know if this is like considered an adjective, and most people don't believe it. I'm very, very introverted. And I don't think that people like would describe me that way, but it's how I describe myself. I don't know.
Do you think you're an extroverted introvert?
I can be extroverted, but like even after like Kailey and I, this is the first of 2 times Kailey and I are talking today. Okay, we have a meeting later today. I like when we get off, and I have therapy today. After those 3 things, like I will need to not talk to people for like 5 to 7 business days at minimum.
I agree. Like the energy battery is just like drained.
The energy battery is very drained. This is very hard. I've thought of 3. I don't know. Oh, okay. Andrew just sent Andrew just sent
Wait,
them.
do two more. Do you have two more?
Okay,
We'll hear Andrew's.
I haven't read his. I think I'm a very kind person, and a thoughtful person. Like I love doing things for other people. I loved gift giving. Like I love getting, like, buying gifts for other people. It's something that, like, I really enjoy. And I put a lot of thought into them. Like I'm not somebody who's just like, here's a candle.
Sure.
Now, if you bought a new house, part of your gift will probably be a candle. Because, like,
sure, that makes sense.
You need a new candle. But you know, I feel like some people are just like really like generic gift givers, and not in a bad way.
Sure.
It's just not everybody's strength. Okay. He goes, why? And then sends me. These are Andrew's 5. Okay. Beautiful, smart, loving, kind, and trustworthy.
Andrew. Okay, but that's similar to what you said. Like the loving and kind. Like I think
I'm not going to call myself beautiful. I'm not that, like,
no,
cocky.
and I didn't really mean like from a aesthetic. Like
I think I have nice legs.
Like? Tell the viewers. Okay, I just I always like love
hair,
asking.
Brown
I think it's like
eyes.
a very.
I think I'm an extremely generic white woman. Like, as far as like, I don't think I have any like. I don't know. Like,
okay, it's like the girls in all the romantasy books, which I don't know if you'll really get this. Like, they're always starving, so they're like so thin you can see their ribs, but their skin is glowing, and their hair is always long and luscious, like in a braid. And so it's like thick. So,
like, why are you?
They're so beautiful.
They're taking Nutrafol.
But like, they're peasants, and they are like poor farmer girls that like the Fae Prince falls in love with. Or they're like
a manic pixie dream girl.
No, they're never, they're always like emaciated and so hungry, and like they haven't had water, and I'm like, what do your teeth look like? But like, she's so breathtaking. That's why it's just like a little funny. And there's like memes.
Just needs
like,
to be like cleaned up a little, right? It's like the girl from She's All That.
Just give her a bath and she'll be in like a couple meals, and then she's the most stunning person in the room. Okay. Do you have 3 dream, or like a couple, like dream podcast guests? Yes. We're almost done.
Like, I mean, how crazy can I get? Like realistic dream guests, or like not realistic?
You can give us both. Give us like shoot your shot, and then give us like maybe like a realistic one.
All right. I would love to have the girls from Good Noticings on, which is like my favorite podcast to listen to. I just love them. They talk a ton about pop culture, but they're so fucking funny. They're like I just laugh out loud. I would say Carly Fortune, Obvi. I would love to have Carly Fortune on the podcast.
We tried. Guys, they shut us down.
We'll try again. Don't worry. I haven't given up. I mean, I tried with Elsie for years, and we finally got her. So,
did you have Jessica Joyce on?
Yes, don't worry. She'll come back.
Okay, you did. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I slid into Jessica's DMs like this 3 sentences into that book and was like, I can already tell you I'm going to love it. I need you on the podcast.
Hello. Right.
I'm trying to think who else. Oh, the guys from Watch What Crappens, which is a Bravo podcast. I would love to have them on. They're so funny. Now my like crazy would never happen people, very similar to my dinner party. Michelle Obama, Taylor Swift, and not Oprah, because I'd be no, I'm way too afraid to interview Oprah. You cannot interview Oprah? Like the only person that
shoot the shit with Oprah.
Kris Jenner, 1000%.
Oh, Kris Jenner. I think she'd be a ball. She'd be a hoot.
I want to just like hang out. You know who's another really random one, and I think people listening are gonna like not understand it, but it's a Texas thing. I would love to shoot the shit with George W. Bush. And I didn't vote for him. I need everybody to understand I did not vote for him. Politically, don't fully agree with everything he stands for. I think he's probably one of the most fun, cool people. And I've seen him many times. Him and Laura Bush live in Dallas and live like 2.5 minutes from where I grew up. And I've seen her at like Barnes and Noble. Like, would love to have her. Would love to have them both. Would 1000%. I just think that they're cool. And like, they're so just like not about the spotlight. And I just really appreciate that about some people, you know, like,
yeah,
I can't imagine like having the spotlight on you for 8 years as president and then being like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to like literally want nothing to do with it. And I'm just going to like go and like hang out at my ranch and like have a beer and just like play with my grandkids. And I don't know, like something about him. I just
Yeah.
like, he's kind of just like your uncle, right? That you just like,
Right.
like he's like your dopey uncle.
Yeah, no, I love that. But I think it's also like, hey, you can maybe not agree with not agree with the person on every single thing, but like still be a grown up and like have a conversation and find common ground on like some things.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, 3 places. I got 2 more.
Okay.
I would like to know like a few places on your travel bucket list.
I would love to go to the south of France. It looks gorgeous.
I could see you with like a nice glass of like, are you a Savvy B girl?
Heck
Or
yeah.
like a rosé, right? Like, no,
I'm
you're a Savvy
both.
B.
I'm a frequent, I love a
You don't
cold bevy
discriminate,
in a very
right?
thin stem.
I could see in like a nice hat and like a, like one of the, like a
1000%.
sunshine tienda hat on like the veranda,
I mean, I
having a
will say,
chilled
we
glass
went
of
to
Sancerre.
Positano, and I will tell you, I've never been more disappointed in a place I've visited. It was beautiful, stunning to look at. Very overrated, guys. I hate to burst any bubbles if you've not been there and you're like dying to go. I think it is one of the most overrated places I've ever been. I loved Florence though. But I think London at Christmas, bucket list. I would love to go anywhere where I could stay in a hut on the water. One of those like 5-star huts on the water. Like, I'm not even particular. I don't need it to be like Fiji. Like, that'd be cool, but like I don't need it to be Fiji. I just
literally anywhere.
Just anywhere. Like, shit, it can be Mexico with a hut on the water. I don't care. Just
right.
Water, hut.
Guys,
that's it.
So this is funny because this is like I sent Neely a reel last night and it's like of all these people like by the pool and they're like on a rooftop, but like I'm picturing like a hut over the ocean and the caption, like the words on the reel say, "Want to go camping?" And then underneath it says, "I absolutely do not." And I sent this to Neely and I was like, me, but also us.
Yeah.
So agreed to a hut on the water.
Yeah. 1000%.
Okay,
love it.
Our last question. This is like a heavy hitter. I'm gonna make you think. If your friends, or I guess Andrew, could give you like a superlative, like this high school superlatives,
like most likely to?
Yeah, most likely to whatever. Like what?
Oh, I have it.
What would it be?
Most likely to interject a conversation and mention Taylor Swift. Like most likely to make any conversation about Taylor Swift. That 100%. Like that is me.
I love it. Mic drop.
I mean,
there's just Neely Moldman, everybody.
That like that and the fact that I've in 157 episodes of this podcast managed to mention Jessica Joyce's book at least in 100 of them.
150 of them probably.
Well, no, because I don't know how far into recording the podcast the book came out, so I'd have to look back.
True.
But yeah, I would say though, you'd be surprised. That is not the book I've reread the most times. I think the one that got away that I mentioned to you is probably the one I've reread the most times.
I'm going to bump it up my TBR.
Bethany, she's written other books that are very good too. I should really have her on. She and I are we are Instagram friends, but I love that book. I love everything about that book. It's just it's a lot about like I'll give you the tropes. It's like second chance romance. It is timing. Like timing is a micro trope. It is semi love triangle.
Okay.
Best friend's best friend.
Like really, really move this up.
How about it? It's also gay best friend's other best friend.
Oh, okay.
As a micro trope. You guys
are not sold on that one. I mean, come on.
I think just the concept of timing is really interesting. We were talking about this with Liam, I was talking about this with Liam, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I was watching Every Year After, and Liam was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, kind of trying to give him a high level of what it was about. And I was like, he's like, "Oh, are they like married?" And I'm like, "Well, like timing is everything, Liam." And I was like, sometimes it's like if you meet people at the wrong time, sometimes like life will give you another chance with them. And I was like, Daddy and I met at the right time. If Daddy and I had met 5 years earlier, like I don't think that would have worked. And Liam's like, Well, I met the love of my life in kindergarten. And I was like, Liam, and listen,
that
like
happens.
that very well might be your journey. And he's like, it better be. I mean, okay, so Liam's girlfriend, Lottie, they were in the same class in kindergarten. They have maintained their relationship. He's given her a ring. He asked her to be his Valentine this year with like a box of candy. Like he's brought her flowers.
Oh my gosh. He's like down bad for this girl.
He is down bad. She is like a stunning child. They are both very blonde, but they are both very ADHD. And I'm like, I like cannot imagine them trying to like plan a vacation together as adults. Like I just like it like stresses me out. Like her mom is one of my good friends. And so like we took them on a little date and they sat by themselves. We went to get yogurt and she and I were sitting together and we're like trying to listen to their conversation. And I'm just like, I can't.
Like random. Oh my God. Oh,
I just
that's
can't.
adorable.
I mean,
okay, well,
guys.
Like, precious.
Well, thank you for asking me all those questions. I was, I have been interviewed on the podcast before, so I was like, oh God, like people are sick of me. But I feel like this was a good amount of questions that I have not been asked before. So,
man, love. Yay. Well, thank you for like so willingly going into the hot seat.
I am better if I don't know. Like Kailey did ask if I wanted the questions ahead of time, and I was like, no, I don't. I think a lot of authors have been like this too. If I think too much about it, like I don't want to. I need it to be like a natural answer, not like I've overthought this. Because I do feel like you can tell with people. You can tell when somebody's like, and I mean, I've interviewed authors where like they did have the questions and so the answers are like very short. And I'm like, no, like I want to hear.
Next question.
And then it's just awkward. And then it's like a bad interview and people can tell. And you as the listeners have probably been able to tell. And guys, I cannot handle how hot the brother who plays Charlie is in Every Year After.
Okay, I really need to watch.
This is the kind of shit that is not cool. I have this is like very off topic, but I don't like when something is out for a minute and articles come out and the headline spoils it. Like,
oh, not okay.
You need to let people know. It's like, who is blank in Every Year After's finale cliffhanger? And I'm like, but they say the name. And I'm like, in the article, and I'm like, well, that's just giving it away. And that is rude.
Like it came out a day. So for everyone like listening, we're recording this on Friday, June 12th. So this came out.
It has been out for like 48 hours.
Barely. This came out Wednesday.
Unless you're somebody who stayed up Tuesday night until midnight to watch it, which would not ever be me. Not a chance. But yeah, like you've got to give people at least through the weekend. I mean, normal people do have 9-to-5 jobs, okay? I have the flexibility to watch an entire season of a TV show in one day.
How many episodes are there?
8. Also, we've got to talk about this.
At least a week. Like an episode a night? Come on.
Why did we do away as a society with 22 episode seasons?
Girl, who has time for that? Like we're watching The Pit. We're still on season 1. And I'm like,
okay, we're almost done. The Pit has 15, and I feel like we could compromise there. I feel like
I don't mind 15. 15 is like totally
12
fine.
Even. But these 8 episodes, I'm like, 8?
But they're an hour.
Okay, then take a show like Nobody Wants This on Netflix with Kristen Bell. That's a 30-minute episode, and they give you 8 episodes. And I've watched that whole series in an afternoon one day. Like, we have got to do better as a society. We have got to stop limiting this, or I need you to immediately go back into filming so that these seasons come out quicker. Because if I have to wait like 2 years for another season of Every Year After, I'm going to bang my head against a wall. Whereas Off Campus has already started filming season 2. They're in it. They're filming season 2. They're like, don't worry, guys. We're not going to The Summer I Turned Pretty you. We're not going to Stranger Things you. Do you know that Andrew and I started watching Stranger Things before we had Liam? Okay, that's when the first season came out.
8 years ago, 9 years ago.
The show ended a few months ago. Like, it was only like 4 or 5 seasons. It wasn't even that many seasons. There was like a 5-year gap between seasons. For 2, like the last season, it was like years. It was like, these are supposed to be 11-year-old children or whatever. Like, they're 30.
They're grown now.
Anyway, I can't wait for you to watch every year after, though.
Okay,
I just can't.
You gotta let me like. I'm like, you gotta let me go so I can start watching it.
All right, guys. Kailey, where can people find you? Yes. No, go watch it, please.
I gotta get like while they're at camp, like let me take advantage. I am on Instagram at KMC Reads.
And I'm everywhere at Neelykins except TikTok where I'm Neely Moldovan, and the show is everywhere at Big Yap Energy. And guys, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.